little surprise impromptu Monday evening stream. Gonna play some Hiram, so I was thinking might as well just stream it. I'm gonna jump in and do it before things start looking a little too sus. I am. Oh, I gotta turn my volume off on my phone. This deck is now 51 cards. It has changed a little bit since the last time I streamed. I'm gonna go ahead and create a game. And we're just gonna play. Just some raw gameplay. Don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, sorry. Don't know what's gonna go down. Yeah, we're playing 51 cards. We're gonna see how this goes. Some good old BTL 49. It's not a bad hand. I was talking to some people yesterday, and I was like, I'm making this deck more and more sus. And now there's like a one of lily pad in here, and there's 3 read-write shares. I think the read-write shares are actually exactly what this deck wants, because I am trying to build like a DZMZ engine, so we don't mind that. I think like stuff like Simulchip is something we don't need right away. Of course we could go Muse, Cole, Knickknack, Run, Daily Cast. That's probably a fine turn for now. Yeah. Let's just do that. We'll just get this going. Q-loop. Sure. Yeah, it's a very random stream. So I'm not expecting a ton of live viewers, but I thought I'd just stream it because I think some people are interested in just watching gameplay, even as a VOD. What are we doing with this? Getting a Q loop down? It's not bad. We kind of want to run before we hit any, like, before we install anything, so don't mind the run on HQ here. I think we're just going to do that and try to find Winchester right now. That's why I'm not installing the Q loop. Oh, okay. That's a card. Alright, still a good reason not to install the Q loop. We're going to lose the Knickknack here, I guess. Or the $6 cast, sure, that's fair. Don't mind that. Okay, good to know. Interesting. I guess it's Q loop, and we can see if the top card's something we're interested in. It's not. So we could do the read-write share. We might as well, because we might draw something that we're going to want to read-write share away, like the twinning. That's perfect. Again, we're playing a sus 51 cards. We're just in the... This is like the earliest playtesting phase, where I have this pile of cards. I'm really sussed about whether it works or not. So we gotta play a few games before we actually even put this together, I feel. Happy to just install the Gachapon. Maybe we draw first. Sure. Government subsidy, that's good to know. Okay. Not sure if we want to read-write share one of the sure gambles away. I think we do. think we want to just keep cycling. Click for 3. So we can pretty confidently say that they're just going to click for 3 again next turn. I think we will just cycle away one of these gambles. That's tough, though. Maybe we won't. We won't. Could just pop this. We have quite a few things down, like read, write, share, and knickknack, so we can pop this. Top card's hammer, good to know. We get rid of the read, write, share, the knickknack, and the Q loop. Oh, that is some targets right there. Oh, but we actually have to install read, write, share. We don't have to, but we might as well. So now we're definitely going to cycle away the gamble. What does this say? You may host a card. So I guess, I mean, we're going to put it down. I don't think I want to host one of these away. I think I'm happy with the gambles. There is an argument to be made that I only want one. I think I'm happy with the gambles. Let's say done. Okay, so we're obviously shuffling back the 3 useful cards and RFGing the 2 useless ones. And we saw the top card was another hammer, so you should take notes, but I'm not going to. We're going to try to see if we can just play off memory. I think that's more fun. So we've seen a cat, and hammer, and GovSub. We don't want to install the DZMZ, so we're just going to be drawing. That's a good draw. We'll probably slam this and run R&D next turn. So I really do want to just draw another card. Okay, that's good. Because I want to trigger these read write shares just so we can filter into our setup cards. Okay, this makes sense. So they're really going to be unwilling to res R&D here. And I do want to take advantage of that. So we're going to use... Oh my gosh. How do I know which one is which? So it seems I can't tell which read, write, share I'm triggering, but I'm intending to trigger the one with 2 cards. Okay, so we'll just hit the top one. Got it. Very good. Do I want to flip switch? I kind of do. I kind of do. So we're going to say done. We're going to pop this. And then... okay, so now we install this, and we see a messed. That's unfortunate. Archives should just be in a cat. A cat, actually, they do kind of want to res. Huh. Let me just run the remote. Maybe I'm okay with running into a cat here. Yeah. It's not going to be hammer, right? Like, they don't put a hammer on archives like that. Like, I think it makes sense for it to be a cat. So we're going to go for it. So we're going to install this. Let's pick up the coal from the heap. Yeah. I could install the Q loop. Or not the Q loop, the flip switch. Just to be safe. I should, shouldn't I? Yeah, alright, I should. We'll install it. And then we're going to run archives. Because we already know the top card is a message expo. Look at the top two cards. Yes. Gachapon, Dr. Nuka. Beautiful. Hey, Cat. How's it going? I'm doing good. It's an Aket. Wow. We're actually still resing it. Okay, I don't really want to flip switch out, so that can just fire. I'm doing good. I've been busy with work. It's kind of like I did like my like one big thing last week, so now we're at a pretty decent spot. I've been enjoying the new set, and I've been playing a lot of in-person Netrunner, and I'm playing quite some. Yeah, just playing quite a lot of Netrunner. Going to Seattle Districts next weekend. Hopefully, I'll bring something close to this. What just happened? Oh, we advanced the hammer with the Aket. Interesting. Pretty sure MassCom is banned, but that's okay. So it was advanced credit gov sub, so there's no surprise there. We're going to Q loop the thing down. We want to do that before we business as usual. That's good to know. We want to do that before the read write share trigger. So let's do that. Then we get a Nuka. Now we're kind of scared of ice. Like we don't want to just like go run around and end up using this flip switch a little too quickly. So we might end up just not doing anything here. Installing propeller is probably fine. Yeah, this is fine. So we just set up. We know the top cards of business as usual. There's actually so many cards that we know here. I should actually write this down. Okay, I'm gonna open a note on my phone. We're gonna write this down. So the cards that we know still, right? There's business. There's mest. There's hammer. I think that's it. We've seen the Aket and we've seen the government subsidy. Oh, and we know that there's an SDS. So we know 4 out of 5 cards, well, 4 out of 7 or 8 cards-ish. What do we got here? Install, advance. Okay, so that's probably messed. We could pop the Gachapon. Do I want to fire the read-write share? Could trigger it for the gamble. The gamble's like good later. I don't think we're in a terrible rush to trigger this Gachapon. I think I'm gonna hold on to it. And I also think I'm gonna hold on to the read-write share trigger. So we're just gonna say done. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, we're probably just going to shuffle the twinning and the propeller back into the deck again. Let's go... This is a mess, right? Don't really want to just go poking. We could go run archives. That doesn't really get me too much. Just draw... Oh, terrible draw. Because I have a Nuka. Shoot, that's really bad. That was a bad turn. I should have installed DZ instead of drawing. But it does save me a Hiram trigger later, so that's useful. We know there's an SDS. We're not scared of that. Do like the read-write shares. What's good right now? What should I play for districts? I feel like you gotta tell me. I have no idea. Cat, I'm playing... Have you looked at how many cards are in this deck? There's 51. I don't know what's good right now. That's why we're doing this stream. That's why we're playing these games. We gotta figure out if this deck is legit. I want to make Hiram work. I think I have a very specific vision for this deck. And it's not really clear. I mean, if it was easy, then you know, it's not going to be easy, but I want to execute this vision for a control shaper, and here's where I'm at. We're jamming away an SDS. That's frightening. Oh, and my Unity's on the read-write share. Forgot about that. Thing is, Palangi can do it for me here. But with the twinning in my hand, like, this Gachapon's not really going to get me too much. Like, we're probably just going to let this get scored. Then this read-write share could die. Thinking. It's a triple advanced something. Could say it's Pharos. Yeah, I don't think it makes sense to pop the Gachapon with the Unity and the twinning on not available. So I think we're just going to go ahead and shuffle those back. Now, which one? Because I'm only going to get one here, because we have to pop this before the SDS fires. So it's probably... It's probably just the Harmony. We'll just keep the twinning in hand. Yeah. Okay. Lilypad's a card. So we can just slam that. See the top card of R&D. That's a Spin Doctor. It's not really something we're interested in. Happy to click the Nuka before we do anything else. I probably want to draw into the Unity, or maybe not. We'll save it for the Gachapon. And then I'm just not going to run again, which is fine. Okay. Mantle is good. We just throw that down, I think. That's going to help me set up the board. Draw a card. Ritual. Good. Then we'll throw down the cast, or we could throw that into DZMZ, because that's going to give me some triggers, but we'll do that later. So we'll go like that. I'm going to pop this if they start advancing. I don't remember if it's a prompt, or if I click it and it just happens. But if they start advancing, we're going to pop the read-write share. Because I do want the Harmony Air and the Unity back in the deck. I'm loving this gameplay so far. Okay. Okay. So they've advanced what I thought was the Mest to 3 advancement counters. But it looks like it's not, and we just got baited by a Basalt Spire when we thought we would see an SDS. So, fair enough. Let's trigger the Q loop. We saw a Creative Commission. Okay. I'm probably not going to Gachapon here, because we want to install the DZ. So, yeah, that's fine. So and then we're going to knick-knack this cast, so we kind of want to run... Running Archives is maybe okay. There might just be an SDS in there. That would actually kind of make sense, because that's why they res the Aket on that turn, which otherwise I think was a little weird. So we could go Ritual, go to 7 cards, DZ, go to 6 cards, run. I probably don't really need to Ritual. Yeah, actually. So let's go like this. Hedge fund on top. Good to know. And then we'll install... I don't need to install the coal because we're actually just going to be knickknacking the Muse. So we'll install the twinning. Or sorry, we're not knickknacking the Muse. We're going to be using the Muse to well, steal SDS. If it's still there, it's not going to be, but you get the idea. Let's get rid of the daily cast. Look at the top 2 cards of the deck. Yes. Burner SMC. Okay. Match strength and fully break. We're going to use the mantle credit. And then last click, we're just going to put the coalescence down. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, we're not dead to measured response this time. So we're going to go ahead and put this on the board and draw a card and take the money and say go. I played Meleas with Brandon earlier. It seemed good. I'm going to play Meleas on Saturday at Seattle District. So remind me to show you the list. I did build a list. Yeah, if you're going to the Seattle District, shut your eyes. It's not a big deal. Taking a much more relaxed approach this year. But I did build a Meleas. I don't think it's that exciting. Like, I definitely think this runner is way more exciting. But the deck is there. I'm going to play it. Richard Hall says, fully up, flood the market seems okay. Played out of poetry for the lulz. Yeah, fully up, flood the market out of lots of different ways. Like, there's lots of different ways to do that. I think that is probably a deck. That makes a lot of sense. I haven't looked at it very much, but I think the pieces are there for some deck to exist. But, I mean, Knowledge Seeker's my card. I got to start there, right? I tried that and got ruined by 2 lose in a row. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I think Reg Lu is also just probably quite good, and Reg Lu is boring at the moment because there's so many new and interesting cards. Okay, so there's no new card in the remote, which is really exciting for us. Let's pop this Gachapon, I think. And then are we going to blind Q-Loop trigger? Like, it's actually so much value, right? I think we start by popping the Gachapon. Anthill, okay, good to know. Coalescence, great hit. Creative Echelon, Propeller, Read Write Share, SMC. Okay, so we don't need the Read Write Share, and we don't need the SMC probably. So we're probably just happy to just get the breaker down. We could get the coal just for money, but I feel like our money situation is okay. So we're just gonna make sure that we have our breaker. I will draw a card. Mantle's a great draw. We'll get back the coal, the creative, the propeller. That sounds good. Means that we're not going to have the SMC to get our unity, which is potentially risky, but we can muse it if we really need to. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so now we don't need to blind Q-Loop, because we've already got our install this turn. If I play the Ritual, we go to 7 cards. If we run the Spin Doctor, we'll go to 8 cards. And then we're going to have 2 clicks. Oh, I could decline the Knick-Knack, but then I might as well just do it next turn. So I guess we'll just put cards down here. Palangi's really good to have. Just get the Mantle down. Draw a card. No? Guess I should. Sure. Coalescence. Okay. Then we'll just get this, and we'll get this, and then we're going to decline. Wait, how does this work? Reveal the top card of your stack. You may install it. Right, okay, so we're going to do this. I should have done this before installing the propeller. I mean, we gotta, right? Sure. I was thinking about declining it and then installing it on the next trigger, but like, this is just value. I think the best way to build Meleas is still the most boring, but I'm considering a measured response Meleas. Yeah, I think a measured response is threatening. If you have that in the bin, like you can just pick that up on some central run. That's threatening. It's 4-hole influence though. Okay, so this should be install. This should be an anthill. I don't know if we want to bet on that being an anthill because there's lots of cards we haven't seen, and if it's an agenda, it would also make a lot of sense. So it's kind of tough for us to make that call. Do I muse out the Unity here? We could. We could muse out the Unity. Do I need to? I don't think we do. But we'll install it. It's free. Let's trigger the lily pad first. Fine. I think we just get coal. But if I have Unity, I can just start running around. Like, I could go run HQ for $3. And that's just, like, good. Yeah, I think we do that, actually. So... yeah, we're just gonna go get the Unity. This is fine. Could run HQ C3, could run R&D C3. We don't want to just burner. We don't want to do that because there's a bit more value than that. We kind of actually want to deal with this anthill. So actually we start with a pinhole. Yeah, that actually makes a ton of sense. We're gonna start with a pinhole. We're gonna knick-knack this daily cast. Ritual Propeller, sure. Face checking a Messney is fine to force court money right now. It's true. I'm a little bit scared of. I'm a little bit scared of a Pharos, and I don't have the MU for this Palangi, and I want to delay it as much as possible. It is above the law. Okay, so that's good. Good that we figured that out. So now we need this. Now we need this Palangi, and I should have just ran the remote. There you go. So, time to tango. Yeah, so it is. So it is. All right, so we get this. We'll draw. Next card's a Simulchip. Let's run server 1. Could die to measured response in some way, maybe. But Simulchip is always going to be $4. Something for our opponent to think about. That's the thing. If they drew the above the law, then it should go in here. And if they didn't, then this is probably an anthill. Because they're playing SDS and Basalt Spire, so their agenda suite should be 3 Basalt Spire, 3 SDS, and 1 above the law. Or they're playing 3 of one of the 3/2s, 1 of the other 3/2, 1 above the law, and like 3 2-pointers, in addition to the above the law. So we're not totally sure yet, but usually, like, I don't know. I don't really know why I would assume that they're, like, I think it's more likely that they're on 6 3-pointers and 1 above the law. But, like, I think I'm just letting the fact that I've seen 2 different 3-pointers early, that's what's kind of influencing that decision. They're thinking about whether I die to measured response. Which is a little scary, but gamble and Simulchip into cold should get me there. It should more than get me there. These rituals are not needed anymore. This is, like, really good, because so far in terms of testing the deck, like, it's turn it's turn 11, so it's been a while. But the fact that I'm discarding 2 rituals here means that the draw in this deck is actually pretty good. But you do want draw redundancy because you're at 51 cards. And I'm also glad I picked up this Unity with the Muse and played safe with that Q loop trigger. Pretty happy with that. We also got to keep in mind that the top card's another Simulchip, so that's another $4. We don't really want to use that though, because that's gonna like chop up our programs. But it's a thing. We know exactly how many measureds they're going to be able to play. Right, it's either going to be 2 or 3, unless you have some nano management shenanigans going on. This is going to fire the lose credits, and then we're going to break. We don't care about the extra twinning counter right now. We'll just save our money. So we'll use up the mantle. Pharos or Logjam? Pharos, okay. So we have to make this a code gate. I'm not even doing the math here. Like, we're just going to go through. Whatever it costs me, it's like, I'll be fine. And also, they only have $4, so it looks like we are doing more than okay. Did we see the top card of R&D this turn? We did not. I'm not dead, though. So I don't actually even need to do anything. Like, we're probably going to run R&D and try to C3 here. We're happy to just take the accesses, frankly, because it should be pretty close to free. So we're happy to just take the extra accesses here. Like, I'm not... I am dead to double measured, but they can't afford double measured. Because there's no face down petty cash, so it's like petty cash hedge fund gets them to $10, but then they don't have 2 clicks left, right? Mather says extract measured kills. That's true, but like, are we really playing extract? We shouldn't be. I don't think I'm playing around that. I can still. Don't think I am, but I can. Am I? 2, 4, 6. We can Q loop into Simulchip and pop it for another Coalescence. No, like there's no extract double measured. That's really weird that they're using that ability there. Extract double measured. I can beat it. No, we're using the Simulchip. No. We're not doing that. Theros, GovSub, SDS, go. All right. BTL plot armor. I do like me some BTL plot armor though. Oh, it wasn't Simulchip, it was Propeller. I misremembered. Ha. That's unfortunate. I do need to write stuff down here. Maybe I'll do that. Just for practice. I feel like I enjoy the game more when I'm trying to just remember things. But maybe not while I'm talking out loud. It was Propeller. It wasn't even Simulchip, so I didn't have a way out. Well, my way out was to Simulchip Cole and then play the gamble. But take the free accesses. Want me to respect an extract in BTL? I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like this deck, it's an interesting question as to whether this deck is just better in lat. Like if I can just like cut the nukas are a little awkward. But I mean nukas are always awkward, I think. But yeah, I think that's a real question. Is if you could just cut the nukas and play lat, if the deck is better. It might be. It might be. The Hiram will fetch you an agenda sometimes. Like in this game, it didn't, but we saw Hammer, we saw Mest. We knew that there was a Gov sub coming. Like we knew that there was an SDS somewhere, right? And we ended up stealing it out of archives because they had thrown it out. Like we thought that the Aket res, we saw the Aket as well. So we kind of knew that the archives list was Aket. We knew that it was weird that they were resing it because of the Gov sub. Like the whole reason we got the Aket is because of we got the SDS is because of the Hiram ability. Okay, we got a Melies. I've never played against this ID. So I have played as the ID, but I've never played against it. So here we go. We don't have any econ in this hand, so I think we're going to throw it out. We're kind of looking for a read-write share. Q-loop is great, but it is going to suck away our money. We don't want Pinhole, and we also don't want Muse or Propeller, so I'm going to get rid of that hand. Ritual is good, Q-loop is good, and the rest of these cards are kind of bad. I've not played against Amelia's. Petty Cash, draw, install. Okay, so we definitely want to run somewhere. It makes the most sense for them to put this on HQ because I have information on R&D and there's no reason to run archives. So there's the opening little analysis. I'm happy to just... Did they mulligan? I should know this. They did mulligan. So I'm probably happy to just run HQ here because it's essentially just giving them a draw. I could also run R&D first to not give them that draw. Let's go from the stack, because that's the only place we have cards that are legal targets. We're going to install... I could install the knickknack, run, and then we throw the echelon out, which is fine. I think we're going to go R&D here. I think this is a weird run, but we're going to do this because of Melies. It's already kind of influencing our play, but there we go. There's the HQ one. So we made the right choice. We're not going to trash a Spin Doctor out of R&D. Although you can make the argument that because I am Hiram, I should, but I'm just going to keep my money. Thank you very much. And we can go and poke that with our knickknack. So the threat was that they put it behind ice, but the corp also has issues if they do that because it locks away a piece of ice. There's the ice on HQ. They're going to probably select archives here for the ID ability. I take it that they would select archives. Let's just make this run click 1, so when we install our hardware, we know if we should run back or not. Dang. That sucks. Cloud Eater? Sure. We're going to poke the Spin Doctor. I'm trashing this? Okay. And then we're going to install the Q loop. We're going to see an Event Horizon. That's really good to know. And now I can install the Mantle and use the Q loop, or I could install my hardware. I kind of want to get all of this on the board. Could install lily pad. Get me a muse coal and then do it that way. Let's just install the Gashapon. We're installing a lot of hardware here back to back, which sucks, but that's okay. Old man Yao, squeeze a Pudlat into the Hiram. You'll have to figure out what cards the Pudlat's looking for. Boomerang's not bad. Boomerang is not bad. Okay. I could pop this. There's actually good reason to. Because we have both of these cards down. So I think I am going to. We're going to see a hedge fund on top. That's fine. We didn't find anything that we wanted. That sucks. I guess we'll put that down. That sucks so much. Wow. We want all of these cards. Flip switch, burner, gamble, and get rid of the Nukas. Yikes. Yeah, I think we are going to do that. We have the lily pad. That might be a little bit of a sus decision, but that's okay. Give me something. Ugh. Oh, gosh. Not good, but we don't want to be spending 4 on a lily pad right now. It's not a Charlotte. That's interesting. Draw, draw. Oh, sorry, that's my turn. Hedge fund, install ice. That makes sense. And then an ice on R&D. Okay. A Palangi? Ugh. Sure, it's free. It gets it off the top of the deck. Do I just install Simulchip here and we just run R&D if we find something? That's so weird. Wow. Okay, I'm going to draw another card. And if we find nothing, I'm going to take a credit and install the lily pad. But actually, I should just click for credits because we can get value off the mantle. Oh, actually, I should just install a propeller. Never mind. Knowledge Seeker, okay. Draw a card, sure, okay. We are slow. We are very slow. We might just lose because we only have 1 pinhole, and we're just going to get voided out. That would be unfortunate. That would be very unfortunate. If we can get this twinning down, we start building twinning counters, start accessing a bunch. They're not going to score. That's interesting. We know that there's an event horizon, and we know that there's a knowledge seeker. And now there's an upgrade on HQ. Sure. Let's trigger this. There's not a lot we can actually install here. That's fine. That's just intel. Nothing we can do about that, though. So the goal this turn is just to play this creative. I'm not really going to run anywhere. We're not really going to knick-knack anything, so... Right. All right. This is fine. Is it? I don't know. I don't know if this is fine. It seems like, I mean, like with, okay, we got a red room. We have a Send a message. That's fine. We've got a Bran. Okay, we got a new card in the remote, ideally, for the Corp. Okay. So we need to deal with the red room. Oh. Okay, what do we got? We have a flip switch. Hell yeah. We have a void. Noted. We should go and steal that void. Not steal it, trash it. That's quite a bit of effort. It is a whole lot of effort. But the flip switch is going to protect me a little bit. Oh, we got to get rid of this red room. Just honest ETR abilities. No snake. This hand sucks. We need a rewrite share. Like, very badly. What do we do? Just draw? Cue? Like, I could run R&D. That'll give me some intel about the deck. Can break anything. Beautiful. It's exactly what we wanted to see. Okay. So let's lily pad first. Beautiful. I think we want to keep the coals in the deck, do we? Don't think we do. We do, actually, because then we can Q-loop them out. Yeah. So we just go to the heap. We get one of these guys. We might as well not take the money right now. Oh, no, we do, because we want to knick-knack it. So we'll go like this. We'll go like this. We'll knick-knack this. Look at the top two cards. Yes, Simulchip Gamble. Nice. And then this red room's going to maybe cause us problems, but it's okay. Hey! Oh, hey. So let's go match, and then break, safe fire. I've created lots of JNet button clicking, though. Okay. Oh, and they hit R&D too. That's unfortunate. But I'll take an off-world for my trouble. Don't mind that. I kind of want to run HQ now. Because if this is a Lotus Haze, we're actually in huge trouble, right? But also, they're not actually just going to be scoring that. So I'm kind of okay to just wait a turn. We know that there's a gamble on top, and we also know that there's a Simulchip on top. Thinking. But I think it's the other way around. Yeah, it's Simulchip and then gamble. We don't really have the MU for the DZ, so we'll just install this. We'll see a petty cache, sure. Do I do the Leonardo DiCaprio pointing meme when you see your champ cards? That's very good. Okay, we gotta get rid of this red room. Ooh, it's a spin docker. Okay, that's very good. And that's a void. Sure. Okay, so we're probably gonna run HQ here. We're going to start the turn. We're going to Q loop down the simul chip to see a Bodo. Fine. And I think we just need to get rid of this red room this turn. That's the goal. So if we just go and run HQ, that should be sufficient. We're going to have to simul chip a cooldown to do it, but I think that's okay. We're going to draw into a gamble. I could go draw. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't work. We're just going to run HQ click 1. Knick-knack. Propeller coal, nice. Okay. Oops, sorry. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Okay. So this is a situation where I could just bounce off this. Is it? I could just bounce off this here. I think I do. If I bounce, run again, bounce, run again, bounce, and then I run back last click, that lets me... Huh. Fire it. Let's do a thing. Let's do a thing. Is this worth it? They're kind of broke, so I kind of feel like it is. Right? Like they shouldn't score next turn. But without the ice on, like, if I derez the ice on HQ here and we manage to draw into our burner, that's going to be massive. And we have Propeller Coalescence on the top of the deck. So if it's a Mav in server 1, that's going to suck. We're going to do the take advantage of the card text on my card play. I don't know if that was worth it. But they can't re-res it, so I think that's a thing. I think I want some money just in case I need to trash... Oh, I should have actually popped that earlier, but that's interesting. So we're gonna get this. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to do this after. Dang it. Well, this means I'm gonna actually be able to Q-loop straight into Coalescence next turn, which is also quite nice. Let's just trash this. Well, I don't see what can happen. Knowledge Seeker, yeah. Okay, so then we get rid of this. That was bad ordering. I was supposed to do that at the end of the turn after the discard phase, because now I just have to throw out the read-write share, which is fine. Oh yeah, the Knowledge Seeker purges the Palangi and the Knowledge Seeker. I did forget about that. I must admit, I did forget about that. I have made a bad play, I think. Well, the thing is, the Palangi is probably not actually going to be that big of a deal here. But I probably should have just saved my own clicks and just paid through it. That's interesting. Why not just gamble and derez it next turn? Yeah, I mean, like, but I'm still gambling now, right? Let's get this coal down. I will draw a card. There's the echelon if we want it. And now I think we can just pay through server 1. So it's literally just gamble run. Gamble run, and then if it's a sentry, I'm gonna have to... If it's a sentry that matters, they should be able to afford a sentry here that's relevant. Yeah, I think that's the read, is that I don't think they can afford a sentry that's relevant. So let's do it. I also have flip switch, right? So we can always flip switch out. I could sell the Palangi just so I can simulchip it back right now. I'll do that just to be safe, I guess. Knick-knack and burner. Okay. Burner's coming up. I should be able to just run this 3 times here. It does mean we're going to have to simulchip the Muse into a propeller, but that's like, you know, let's see if they throw out other cards first. This is kind of what I think about Knowledge Seeker. In practice, the D-Res text is fine. I'm not expecting EH because they have influence spent on Bran. You're not expecting Event Horizon? This should be an Event Horizon, actually, because we saw this earlier. We saw this on top of the deck earlier. This should be an Event Horizon, which I forgot about in the lead up to this turn. So I actually should have actually done something about that. Thinking that sucks. That was bad. Then I should have actually. Yeah. Well, this is okay. Maybe. I pay $6, or I pay 5, but I use the simulchip. They trigger the void, they trigger the event horizon, then they can't score. Thinking. What was the top 2 cards of the deck? It wasn't anything relevant. So... Oh, the echelon's just in the bin. I am so not paying attention. Proprial negation on top 2, that's good to know. Yes, because that's a knick-knack. That'll just die. Choose a credit providing card. Sure. Next card is Burner. There's also a Proprio on top that I kind of want. So that's interesting. I could save $1 here. But we won't complicate things. I could save $1 there. That's interesting. Okay, so this turn is... So we run back. We get Event Horizon, and then we run R&D and we steal. Top card is still Burner. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. We probably just let them install here. No, then we should have let them install last turn. Yeah, no install. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 credits, which is exactly what we have. So... yeah, this is fine. Saving $1 could backfire if they have tattoo in hand. Yeah, that's a good point. You raise a very good point. That would be a very stupid reason to let it fire. Okay, and now we go and collect the agenda out of R&D. They can score. Oh, this actually could just be a Melia's trigger. Oh, thank goodness. That's actually quite the counter. You just put this on R&D, and I actually have to go and like run archives first or something. That sucks. That sucks a lot. Okay, there's the Lotus Haze. No surprise. We're gonna... There's a burner on top, which I could go and play. I don't really have any money, but I do have Knickknack, and I kind of want to trash the Void while we're here, but I can't because of the Lotus Haze. So we're just gonna have to go and burner, I think. So just go draw credit burner. And what does that do for me? Draw credit burner means that I can't really follow up with a steal though. Unless I trash something that costs 3, because the Knowledge Seeker costs 3 to break. Oh, but I have the mantle. Beautiful. I could go run archives credit. Well, actually, we might as well run HQ, right? We run HQ, take a credit, burner. Might as well. Might as well. It's just information. They might think that we're going to run HQ, though. That's fine. Let's do it. Let's Knickknack a Coal. Top 2 cards is Creative and Daily Cast. That's not particularly useful. But we're going to write it down. It's the HQ one. Well done. Would have been the reason to run archives there, but they don't really have too much. But it's just going to add a card to hand. They're going to access... I access Mindscaping. That's exactly what they added. Sure. So now I can play the burner, and then we can take a credit and run R&D if we find an agenda. Yeah. Let them dream. Okay. Sure. I don't think we care about the Bodo. So we'll bottom the Mindscape and put the Let Them Dream on top, and then we'll go and run R&D. Don't love it, but I think I'm happy to just take the point. So we'll bottom the Mindscaping, and we'll put the Let Them Dream on top. And then we'll take a credit, and we'll run R&D. Okay. Could have ran archives to prevent the Melia's trigger. We also want to run the Knowledge Seeker before we run archives now, because we don't want Mav to purge the Knowledge Seeker. Every either ID is a Hiram counter. Imagine that was off. This is peak haze feels bad. It is. I've never thought about it until now, but can Lotus Haze move an upgrade to a new server that does not exist yet? No. It cannot move. You cannot move something to somewhere that doesn't exist. Lotus Haze counters can be burned here. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have done that. They can move the void around, so I shouldn't go around chasing the void. They go draw a card, install a card, play predictive. There's a Spin Doctor in the bin and Spin Doctor RFG'd. I think I want to just run R&D. We just get this thing derezzed. And don't like fool around with Fly Swatter or Maverick. So we can just do that, click 1 here. The top card is creative and then cast. So I think the goal this turn is just to play the creative. I guess I could lose if this is an agenda. Is there anything I can do about that? Not really. I can't really break the brand twice. Thinking. I could go in there once by knick-knacking the lily pad. So we can go install propeller. Well, install propeller, run, knick-knack the lily pad is enough to get into the remote. That is if they have an agenda. Are they really pulling a fast one on me here? The issue is if I run, they just void. It's not really sustainable for them either, though. I think I'll just take my chances off the top of R&D. It's like way more likely that this is a Charlotte. Yeah. But the thing is, based off their turn, they had to have drawn into a Charlotte, because otherwise they would definitely just go install Charlotte and just do nothing. So it does kind of make sense that this is an agenda. All right, we're not going to think about it too much. Let's just draw this creative off the top and make this run. We just want the extra money at this point. Ritual read, write, share, that's not really useful. Feels like I'm clawing at accesses here, which does not feel good. Okay, the fact that they're thinking means that, okay. Okay. See a red room. And then it's just credit creative. And then it could be game. Throw out the harmony. Could throw out the DZ instead. No! GG. Ah, they just had it. Just had it. It was a little awkward mid game. Like, I think if we drew one of the read write shares, we RFG'd 2 Nukas this game. Our draw was like kind of still like I didn't feel like we were hurting for cards, I think. But if we found a read write share, it would have been amazing. This card's actually kind of good. I was saying that I don't get it in my first stream, but this card's actually kind of good. I did RFG 2 Nukas. Maybe we don't need the Nukas in this deck. That's interesting. Purging the Palangi was bad, maybe. Running it 3 times. Yeah, it may have been bad for me. It cost me an extra 3 clicks. I essentially spent 3 clicks to make them, and the thing is, it's not spend 3 clicks to make them spend $5. I spent 3 clicks to make them derez a knowledge seeker. And it also purged the Palangi, which ends up mattering, actually, because I would have been able to run into the remote that turn. I had $3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so no, not quite. Yeah, and it also purged. Hold on. Last turn, clicking through Brown saves you a turn at least. I actually thought about purging next turn if you hadn't yourself. Very good to know. All right. Interesting. Very interesting. Maybe Knowledge Seeker is better than I thought. Because it did cost me 3 extra clicks, because it was like, because I need to get in, right? So it's like, spend a click to run, bounce, run again. So it's like, I'm spending 3 clicks to make you derez the Knowledge Seeker, but I could have spent those 3 clicks playing a gamble, drawing a card. Like in this game, I would have actually drawn the creative and played the creative. That's interesting. And I think the game actually came down to whether I stopped them from scoring this Lotus Haze that turn, and whether I bounced off the Knowledge Seeker it wasn't actually relevant. I think the timing of that play was actually just off. Because if I had Burner in hand, then I think the play made sense-ish. But I didn't actually have the Burner in hand, and it was coming. And of course, I didn't even know it was coming, so... Yeah. Huh. Guess I shouldn't have done that. I got baited by my own card. Well, let's go look at that. Let's go look at that. Click 1 run and knickknack something to trash Charlotte. I guess they keep the Charlotte, and that's bad for us. Yeah, I don't know if like I don't think I run that. Like I don't think I can win the game if I run that remote. I don't think I can find a win afterwards, you know? Okay, what happened here? So there was lots of agendas in hand for a while. On the HQ run where I trashed the red room, I missed a 1 in 4. Then they had Petty Cash, then they had Mindscaping. And they almost had Tattoo, but they put it on HQ. But I definitely should have broken. That would have been really bad if I didn't break the brand. Yeah. Yeah, and then on this turn, if I just had an extra 3 clicks here, I would have already played the gamble. If I had an extra 3 clicks here, I would have already played the gamble, and the Palangi would have been on the board, so I could Palangi through the Bran, and we actually just, like, blow open the Void and the Lacosta, maybe, and steal the Lotus Haze. And then we should go on to win. What's the agenda suite? Jack of all trades? Yeah, I mean, I think this is kind of what I'm playing. I guess I'm not playing Off-World. Yeah, it does actually have some of everything. I think you could have just run the remotes repeatedly over 2 turns, install Propeller, run and double-click Bran. They can't res any install, get voided, they can't score, run back and break Bran. Get voided again, run back and double-click Bran again. But it's let them dream, so that's only 6, which sucks. It's just the problem with that play is it's too much commitment for what is more likely to be a Charlotte. Because we haven't seen any Charlottes, but at that point we had seen 4 agendas. So there's only 5 agendas left, and there's 3 Charlottes. That's tough. Like, I guess you could say that there's a higher chance that there's an agenda. It just comes down to that read. Could have ran archives first to turn off the Melee's ability. In hindsight, it didn't matter. Yeah, so on this turn, I did save 3 credits, right, by doing this. So I would pay 3. I would pay 3. Or we could even Palangi for... we don't really play the gamble, actually. Yeah, we don't really actually play this gamble. I think our card draw order, like, not getting the read-write share actually hurt us quite a bit. That's probably the conclusion here. This flip switch is nice. Like, this Cloud Eater is never getting rezzed. This flip switch was very nice. Okay, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I will be right back. We are gonna play a little bit more, but oh, sorry, I keep doing that. The screen just goes blank. I'd love to hear what people think about the deck so far. Again, like, we're at 51 cards. Like, after 2 games now, I kind of have a bit more of a feeling of how games go. Thinking about what cards can get cut. We did RFG2 Nukas that game, and I don't think drawing into a Nuka would have been that great at any point in that game, because we just, like, had a hand of clunky cards that we really just wanted to read-write share. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm giving that card so much praise when I was saying that I didn't really get it. I think I'm just straight wrong about read-write share. I think that card's actually quite good. Depends on the deck. Depends on the deck. Like, if you're playing a straight reg deck, then I don't think you need it, because all your cards should be good all the time, and there should be just, like, 1 or 2 multi-access cards that you don't want early. But in this deck here, it makes a ton of sense, because this is an engine deck. So we need to get our engine down before we get our other stuff that support the engine. So being able to cycle our cards is actually kind of important. That was the difference between the 2 games. Could just play another pinhole as well, instead of the flip switch. Catch punt's good. I found the lily pad in both games. The lily pad's quite good. That's probably the reason why the Nuka wouldn't have been that great, because the lily pad was drawing me at least once a turn, probably once every, like, once on my turn and once on the corp turn most of the time. So that's why we didn't need the Nuka. So if I can find the lily pad, I don't need the Nuka. But the lily pad is expensive. Like, it makes me think, like, maybe I should actually just play 3 lily pads. And then, because you could just knick-knack them. Like, if you don't want... Like, yeah, that doesn't really make sense. Knick-knacking a lily pad and installing another one. Really, you're just, like, I actually have better things to do with the knickknack vast majority of the time, but it is a way. You get 2 Hiram triggers that way. It's kind of cute. Okay, I'll be right back. All right. Solomir says 1x lily pad is pretty aggressive. What do we mean by that? I guess I don't play a lot of lily pad, so I don't really know. Like, the way that I'm coming at this is just, I think I'm kind of happy with just playing 3 DZMZs, and if I can find my 1x lily pad, great. Otherwise, I don't want to have multiple copies, so that, because I don't want to draw the second and the third copy, so I'll just play with it when I draw the first copy. There's a lot of triggers, like because of Q Loop and Gachapon, I'm installing programs on the corpse turn, so I am actually getting some draws, and then having the extra MU is nice. So maybe for those upsides, like, I should actually just be playing more lily pads. I don't know. I don't know. Because I think as we saw that game, like, Lilypad kept our draw going, and we didn't need the Nukas. We didn't want to see Nuka at any point, but it was kind of a pain to get down, which I think is, for those who are familiar with playing Lilypad, is probably not news at all. But it was a pain to get down. Like, I was kind of dodging around the lily pad for a turn or two because I only had like $5 or $6, and it wasn't really clear where I would get the money back from. So we opted for the DZMZ instead. Okay, we're gonna keep going. I do want to hear from y'all. So I am gonna pay attention to chat here and try to figure this out. I think for those, also I want to throw this in here, for those who are watching who are like new at Netrunner, or like for those who are considering like how to get better and stuff like that, I feel like this is one of those like don't try this at home moments, because I say this when I coach, is like Netrunner is a game where the way that I view it is the runner should be figuring, the runner's job is to solve the puzzle that the corp is giving you. And I've built a deck here that's like, I'm going to create this puzzle for myself at the same time that I try to figure out the corpse puzzle, which way overcomplicates what you need to do if you're just trying to win games, I think. Okay, what's happening here? So we've taken a mulligan and we went draw hedge fund install. It was a really quick turn, so that's a little weird. I'm happy to just read, write, share this and then install a DZ, I think. I'm just going to play the game normally. Like, I don't want to go and poking around for accesses here. So let's just go like this. Spin Doctor on top. Sure. Noted. Now, this could be a humanoid. Ritual. Wow. Guess I have to get rid of this. It could be a humanoid, so like I'm gonna run it. Yeah, okay. Nice try. But that was kind of important for me to run. The reason I was willing to run it, I think, was largely because I was also willing to trash a Trank Grid. I think if I wasn't willing to trash a Trank Grid, I probably wouldn't have ran it. This is weird. One of these is a Spin Doctor, which means I don't really want to run this anymore. I'm happy to keep the Coalescence because that's money. Or am I? Don't think I am, actually. We want to find Knick-Knack before this is actually that good, but it's $3. Yeah, we'll keep it. Beautiful. Okay. All right, so they installed 2 cards. They went draw a card, install, install. If you were to install the Spin Doctor, which one would that be? It'd probably be the second card. So we're going to run the first card. Dang. Got me. All right, fine. We're going to read, write, share this pinhole back in the... Dang it! What the heck? No! Oh, another naked humanoid. And we missed the 50-50. Should have just rolled. Sometimes I roll. When I play in person, I usually roll. But here, I'm just kind of like playing off vibes. We are going to read, write, share the pinhole back. I do like the flip switch, as we know. We're probably going to have to discard a couple cards here. Looks like there's no operation. Maybe there is. Whoa! Oh, okay. All right. It's probably, like, I mean, it could be another humanoid. I do want to get rid of that. I kind of want this pinhole now, right? Because we're happy to just kind of pinhole this Mersha. So maybe we just get rid of the flip switch. This mantle's going to be value later. Like, once we get the Q loop down, so... We'll probably just Gachapon right now, because we want a Muse or a Cole. So we can Knick-Knack. If we go draw, install, and then pinhole, could go draw, draw, install, pinhole. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're not going to Gachapon. So let's just do this. We're going to pick up from the stack, from the heap. I don't know. I don't know how to make this decision. Let's just get it from the bin. Basically, we need to make this decision based off, like, do we think we want to see Coalescence later? And I think we do. We're going to just spam run HQ here. Play the pinhole. Okay, we can shuffle one of those mantles back. Let's just get rid of this. And I think I'm happy to poke, but again, maybe we don't, and we just try to play out the game. I want to just get set up. I don't want to poke. Like, I feel like we should have ran HQ there, because there's like a likelihood that there's a pretty high likelihood we steal, I think, and it's just good intel. They found another humanoid, which sucks. Okay, now we have to just spam run, I think. How do we not? Right? How do we not just run everywhere a million times? I don't know. That's a good draw. Okay. So now we'll run HQ. Umi, sure. They shuffled the humanoid and an unseen card. Okay. Oh, I really wanted DZMZ and Muse Cole, though. Next turn. This turn. Nick. Yeah, I'm not running. We're just gonna draw. What the hell, right? Let's just set up. Let's just set up. What are you gonna do? Let's just set up. Ooh, that's neat. This is free. Let's just pick this up again. This is fine. Okay, we saw an MIC. We gotta remember that. Maybe I should just keep my life easier and just like play a reg deck, and then I can just play normal Netrunner. Like if we were playing Lou with Gourmands, we would have won this game already. Right? Install Ice R&D Advance. Sure. Okay, so now I can burner. We'll just get rid of this simul chip. Don't really know. Don't really know. We could use the simul chip and get in, obviously. Maybe we should just do that. Yeah, probably. Okay. Install simul chip run gets me in. What is that? Just run it. Humanoid. Right. Sure. Ran. Okay. Humanoid. Get this. Stack. Propeller. Break. We don't want to shuffle. It's a Charlotte? What the heck? Okay. What? Okay, I think I'm trashing this. What the heck? Okay. Do I play burner? I think we do, because it's free. Like, there's going to be ice on HQ next turn, and they're also Leo, so we'll just play it now. Sleipnir Boomy Hedge Funds, we'll just bottom the 2 ice and call it a day. Bottom and bottom. Now we know there's a hedge fund. And we'll just play the creative, it's fine. Okay. They play Charlotte. That's news. Okay, 1 card in HQ. I'm happy to find out what that is. We're gonna dig for Q loop before we make this run. I don't want to pop this read-write share yet, because we don't want any of these cards still. Drawing a propeller is funny. Give me a Q loop. No Q loop. Okay. So we'll run now, because I can install something last click, like a program to take care of DZMZ value. We find a seamless launch, that's fine. And then I think we'll just put the cast down in that case. Oh, right, this is humanoid. We knew that. We did know that. We did know that. They have to be flooding, surely. Red NGO is real. See, it seems like they weren't flooding. We'll go back into replay after, but it doesn't look like they were flooding at all. Okay, there's a seamless in hand and there's something else. We're still looking for our Q loop. I think we're just going to keep drawing. I can't really break 2 pieces of ice. That's probably an MIC. Unless the RMIC is an R&D, but still. So we'll just draw. We don't want to see that. We want to find another read-write share. Yeah, we don't want any of the cards on the read-write share, so we're still not going to pop it. If I draw again, that's fine, because I have a discard, which is the knick-knack. So now we're going to run HQ. We have a 50-50 to see something. We might as well take it, because it makes sense for there to be an agenda here. So Mersha, happy to trash that. And then we can just muse out something if we want. But also maybe we're scared of money. Okay, because I don't know how fast this game is going to go, we're just going to install Propeller. Or we install Mantle. Because surely this Q loop is coming. Yeah. Yeah, we don't, because we already have a knick-knack target on the board. It's not an agenda that they're scoring. That's interesting. Okay, so it's a send a message. Okay, that is not a Q loop. What the heck? We don't really need this third DZMZ, so we can throw that out. Propeller, Muse, Palangi gets me in-ish, but we're not really excited to make that run, and also we're not scared of a send a message here. So we're happy to just let this go. I'm just gonna run HQ, I guess. Okay, that's a good draw. That's a good access. So now we can install the echelon and install the read-write share. And we'll throw out the DZ. So that means we're going to put the Muse on here, I guess. I think the echelon is going to be good. So let's do that. Take advantage of the discount. And then we're going to install this. Okay, we got to figure out what card we're discarding. So if we discard the DZ, that means we don't want to put it on the read-write share. So it's probably just the Muse. The Muse is technically a breaker. But so is the Gachapon. Or it could be the Gamble. No, we'll just like Q-loop the Muse off the top of the deck. We don't have... Yeah. This is fine. Okay, and then we'll throw out the DZ. And then start of next turn, we'll put a Gamble on the read-write share. Propeller, Flip Switch, Mantle, Gachapon. That's what's on the other read-write share. We don't need those yet. We're still looking for our Q-loop. We just seamless to the other card. Okay. Okay. I was like, we just seamless the other card. What is going on? Okay, Propeller, Flip Switch, Mantle, Gachapon. Okay, so we don't need those cards still. And we do have a knick-knack target in this daily cast. So we're going to start the turn. We're going to put a Gamble on there. We're going to draw a Simul Chip. We're not really interested in that. We don't really want to install a hardware either. But I guess I will. Just in case we actually want to run there. So let's do that first. We found a hedge fund. That's fine. I can draw in case we find a Q loop. Didn't find it. Now we can run HQ. Another read-write share, sure. Petty cash is pointless. Is a pointless access. And I think we'll just play the Gamble. Or I could pop this and install the other read-write share. Interesting. think we do that. I've installed all 3 read-write shares. Okay, Lilypad's good. Lilypad is good. Draw, Trancrid, install. Okay. We're not popping anything. We want to put the Gamble on top on somewhere for sure. So let's do that. We don't want the Nuka, because that's slow as heck. So let's put that on the other one. We found a twinning. That's useful. Their turn was draw, install, and they also play seamless. So we're not scared of whatever that is. So we're just going to be taking a turn to set up here. Let's get this Lilypad down. We'll find a Miyoshu. Okay. That's good to know. Let's go ahead and write that one down. We also know that this should be an MIC on the remote. So we got a Lilypad. We want this. Find a Q loop? No Q loop. Okay, so that's... Oh, I should have installed this to draw instead. That was not very smart. And then we can run HQ here, and we'll just knick-knack this. And we'll see hedge fund. Sure. Don't need this Nuka. We can pop the Gachapon here for a Unity, which is not on any of the read-write shares. I sure did. I sure did. Hansei install advance. All right, so let's get this Gachapon pop. Show me this Unity. We see another Hansei. Sure. No Unity. Dang it. Okay. We definitely want the Palangi, I guess. No Unity's really bad. Like, we could lose here, right? This could be a 3-2, and they just go advance, score Miyoshi. Huh. Yikes. Maybe we don't get the Palangi, we just get the Propeller, and we commit to simulchipping for Muse into Unity. Because then I can break Brand twice. I probably have to do that. Draw a card, yes please. SMC, that'll do it. Okay. Okay, we want the Palangi. We want... Daily Cast is going to be too slow. We want the... Flip Switch is technically 2 sites off R&D. And the Mantle is going to be a little slow. But, man, still no Q loop. Let's just go Flip Switch Creative. I don't know. It probably won't matter. Okay, and then we need to... We have a Muse in the bin. The Unity's still in the deck. We're going to start turn. We could just draw into it here. I forgot about that. So let's do that. Don't need the cast. Don't need the twinning. For now. Don't need the creative. Probably the creative. Okay, no Unity still. Thinking. All right, so it could be install SMC run. Install SMC run leaves us with 2 clicks afterwards, 1 click to lose, 2 MIC, and then another click to run back. So install SMC run, pop MIC, run. That's tough. And we could just draw into it with the... man, not finding the Unity is costing us so much money. That's like 5 whole credits. But I think I have to run this because we're just threatening game. Are we? Thing is, like, we're playing Send a Message and Melies. Are we threatening game? Like, we're playing 4 3-pointers and 4 2-pointers, I guess? And it has to be a 3-2. What was their turn? Their turn was Hansei, install, advance. I am scared. So Melia's doesn't threaten game unless there's a seamless. But like, it seems like we needed that $5. Because otherwise he would have just went advanced twice. So I think we have to run this. Wow. Okay, well, I mean, we're here, right? We just do what we gotta do. So we're gonna pop this, we're gonna install this, we're gonna say no. Is this the cheapest way to do it? Yeah, it is. No. Then we're gonna SMC for Unity right now. And then we're gonna run and knickknack the lily pad. Okay. This is the best foot we can put forward. If they have a Bioroid here, then we can't break the brand twice. That's a problem. But we know there's an MIC, so I have to run right now. But if this is Boomy, I think it's GG. Okay, it's not. So there's a game. You may shuffle 1 card from HQ or archives into R&D. You may draw a card. Okay, so thinking. Okay, so this cost me $2. This cost me $3. So that cost me 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to break the MIC, leaving me with $8 afterwards. Is $8, so the MIC is going to cost me another 4, which means I have 4 remaining. And 4 remaining, so I have 4 extra credits, 2 of which can be spent on the Sleipnir, which means I have to let them shuffle a card back. Okay. I think I did that math right. So we're going to go boost, break, break. I can't afford to break the draw, so now we're going to say fire. I'm pretty sure it was a face-up card. Pretty sure there were 12 face-ups. Okay, so there's the MIC. So this is going to cost me 4 credits. And then the brand's going to cost me 3 credits. Leaving me with 4, 5, 6, 7 to break the rest of it if the brand gets popped. Okay. So we're alive. For now. Yeah, it is a 3-2. Holy crap. Holy crap. Okay. I think I'm happy to trash this. Am I? Probably not, actually. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. All right, no trash. We get the Q loop down. We'll get the twinning down. We just go and see cards out of R&D. I already know the top cards at Hansei review. We're gonna need the simul chip eventually as well. Oh, it's no longer a Hansei review because it got shuffled. That's right. I think twinning down is fine. I don't really want to just throw 3 credits on the board like that, but like we don't have MU to install Propeller. We don't want to install the simul chip because I want to know the top card of the deck next turn. And if we single advance here, uh-oh. This is a scary list. Because he could just like seamless a 3-2 and then play Miyoshu. Scary, scary, scary. Lots of chat that I've missed, so I will need to go back on that. Imagine if twinning was cup. Are you looking for Q loop for the skateboard tricks, or does it help you win the game? Well, it helps me set up my board, like quite a bit. Pretty sure Q loop is very strong. Like with DZ and Lilypad before, like it just helps me set up my board. Right. Okay, so we don't actually want any of these cards back in the deck, so we're gonna put that down. We don't have a knick-knack target, like it's the Propeller, I guess. Oh, we also know that HQ is an ice, so he actually just made a pretty big blunder. Because we now know that there's an ice and a Miyoshu in hand, so we're not actually threatening seamless advance score or play Miyoshu anymore. I don't really want to pop this read-write share, so I think we just like overwrite the Propeller for now. Super weird. Yeah, because I had to throw away the lily pad. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna overwrite this, take the money, knick-knack it, because I think there's like enough targets left in the deck that I'm actually just gonna be getting stuff, and I'm not gonna have a shortage of targets. Knick-knack and amuse. Okay. Okay. So we wanted to see what the ice was. Couldn't find it. That's okay. I could have also installed Simulchip there first. Maybe that's a mistake, actually. And now I can draw. Interesting. Flip Switch, Creative, Nuka, and Harmony. Maybe I actually just let those cards die. Draw, and then we install this daily cast. Okay. Burner is a card, though. Burner is a card. We do want the burner back. Yeah, we do want the burner back. There's so much to get there, though. Like Harmony into... Oh, man. All right, we're going to pop it. I was really thinking about just letting that die. We are just going to see the top card. We do lose the Muse, but that's okay. Install a Simulchip? Sure. Slipner? Fine. Start turn. We do, again, we lose to Seamless Mioshu plus 3/2. Don't think we can do anything about that this turn. So we're just going to be setting up. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, how good are we? We're playing it. We're doing it. We're gonna top deck. We're gonna 1 in 5 this off the top of the deck. Okay, Burner is going back in. Coalescence is going back in. Because that's just good money. I think Propeller Pinhole is going back in. Simulchip and Propeller? Don't know if I need the Propeller. Yeah, we do, actually. Okay, we're gonna say okay. And then we're just gonna rip this Burner off the top of the deck. I think. No. Alright. I could Q-loop right now, because we could just hit a coal, and that would be great. And if I don't, then we'll just sell the daily cast. It's fine. Stall Propeller? Sure. Could also just play creative. I'll just play creative. All right. Does he have it? No. Okay, very good. The audacity to call Nuka slow when we were double dripping read-write share after already popping one. Draw a card, credit. K. I think it's probably just good for me to Q-loop blind, because there is like a Muse and a Coal. Yeah, I think this is just good. Okay. Wasted $1. I'm so scared. This is like a 3/2 and Seamless Mioshu. Okay, well, this is gonna be good, I think. So throw that down. We see a Boomy. They also just drew a card. Like, I'm happy to see C3 out of HQ here. Let's pop this to find nothing, but we'll just like RFG cards. That's fine. So Burner, Simulchip, and Gamble, I guess, can go back. And now I can run, sell the daily casts, and C3. We can also just run the remote. Could also run the remote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can't really. I think I can draw once. No, I should run HQ now. We should run HQ now. Because I'll see the top cards with the Q loop. So we'll throw out the cast. I can't get there. Oh, we can Q loop the Palangi on the board. Oh my god. Oh my god, we got there. Oh my god, we got there. Okay. How many cards do I see? I kind of want to trash cards. Right? We want to like trash anything that we see. So we want to see 3. Seamless. Sleipnir. Seamless. Okay. So now we can Q loop this onto the board, draw a card, and play Burner. Whew! We made it. We haven't won, but we're gonna bottom these 2 seamless launches. We missed the Mioshu, which sucks. But bottom of R&D, bottom of R&D, thank you very much. Whew. Okay, is there a seamless still in the bin? There is, okay. Install double advance, right. Okay, okay. This is exciting. Oh my gosh, okay. What a game. What was the card on top of the deck? Was it another Sleipnir? Shoot. Was it a Boomy? I think it was a Boomy. Okay. It doesn't actually change the math. Okay, so we're going to go in here after installing a propeller. Can I make it in? If I go install propeller run, the reason I'm pausing here is because I might have to Hail Mary a Q-loop trigger, but I don't think I do. So if I go install propeller, I'm still at 12 bucks. We can sell the twinning, so I'm at 15 bucks, and mantle is a 16th credit. With 16 credits, I can go 3 plus 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 credits. How many did I say I had? 16. So that's 8 bucks left. And this is going to be the worst version of this server, right? If I have to spend 3 on another brand, I guess. I think it's Boomy. I'm pretty sure it's Boomy. Problem is if I throw away the twinning and it's not... Okay, thinking. Sorry, give me a sec. Okay, so, oh my god. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bucks. I have 16. So that means I've got 16. So I have 7 credits left over. 7 credits left over. 7 credits left over. I need 4 to break the MIC, which means I have... And I need 2 to break the Sleipnir, which means I have 1 credit left over, but I have a simul chip, which means I have 5 credits left over, but I need to spend 3 of it re-breaking the Bran and breaking the Boomy. I think it has to be Boomy. I'm pretty sure it was Boomy. I think I have enough. And I don't have to YOLO a Q-loop trigger. Oh, I can also save a credit by breaking the MIC with the echelon. Okay, start turn. Install this. Run. Knick-knack. The twinning. Top 2 cards. We would have seen a Q-loop, so it would have been a waste of my dollar. Okay. So I think I have enough now. And just take a core damage. I think so. This can fire. And then this costs me, pretty sure I have enough. This costs me 2. This costs me 4. This costs me 3. The simul chip's another 4 bucks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Run back. We might as well make this a sentry. Break. Oh, wait, but I can't steal melees. I just realized I can't steal melees. Uh-oh. I'm here. But I'm here. Yeah, I can't steal melees. Uh-oh. This can die, I guess. Probably the mantle. Oh my gosh, the top card has sent a message. The top card has sent a message. One, two, three. Yeah, we just lose to Melias, and the top card will send a message. Oh no. Oh noes. Oh noes. Oh noes. GG, well done. Top card was the agenda too. But only after... Drafter and an MIC. Okay. I should have just seen 3 off the top, because I can't steal Melias. Well, that's a good little lesson. Still not used to this agenda. We have to put Ikawa project back into our brain, because this is a good game to lose, because you do need to remember that these cards exist, and like it's situations like these where it's like I completely forgot about that. I think if I remembered about this card, then you just have to go R&D. But he actually makes a good point. Like, I didn't actually have to run that because only Melias can Mioshu. Otherwise, no, that's not true at all. No, that's not true at all. A 4/2 can also Mioshu, and I actually had them on 4/2s, right? Because the agenda suite that I had was three Melias, 1 send a message, 3 Inkatans, and a 4/2. So. It turns out that the Ingatan is a 1-of, but I think that's weird. And I think if I were to build this deck, I would play 4 2-pointers and 4 3-pointers. So the double advance it could also just be a 4/2. So the run was actually not bad at all. It was only bad once you take the Melia's possibility into account, because they are threatening game with a non-Melia's agenda. When it was Hansei on top and then shuffle to MIC on top. Yeah, Odsy, you're right. There was an MIC on there as well. It turns out that went on R&D. Let's look at that. That was a very interesting game. Very, very interesting game. So let's go to runner view. There was a turn here where we saw the MIC. Yeah, okay, so we saw the MIC here. We saw the MIC here after the shuffle, and I didn't think much about it. But this was information that we had. Yeah, right here. We saw the MIC right here. And then it was draw, install, and put another ice down. So, oh, wait, and then they, okay, wait, and then they took it back and played hedge fund. We knew it was MIC. I completely forgot about this information. So I definitely have to just be taking notes. Maybe, like, as I said, I think talking and commentating distracts me quite a bit. So I'd like to think if I wasn't doing that, I would have remembered this. But this was information that we had, that the MIC was on R&D. So there was that turn where we ran HQ, and I thought I was getting a 50-50 for information. And we hit Mioshu, and I was like, I didn't see it, because I wanted to see what the ice was. We actually knew it was MIC here. And then it went on R&D. And then we saw the Boomy after. We saw the Boomy way after, because we saw the Sligner first. And then we saw the Boomy on the following turn. That went on the remote with the double advance, yeah. Huh. Hiram timing really twisting the knife here. I wonder if there was something I could have done about that. I probably could have sequenced this turn better. Because this turn was install propeller, because we had to. We needed another barrier breaker. Alternatively, I could have installed simulchip. No, but like this analysis becomes a little pointless because the issue with this turn was I forgot about the melee's ability, and had I remembered that, you just run R&D in C3. Yeah, had I remembered that, you just run R&D in C3. So I just made a mistake. Charlotte's kind of wild. I think this corp deck's kind of legit. Like, you're glaciering up, you're playing 7 agendas, and Mioshu's like an extra point or 2. Well, I'm thinking like how many copies of Mioshu we playing is what I mean by that. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we've seen all the influence if there's 2 Hanseis and 1 Charlotte, which I think is weird. I think I'd rather just play the Hanseis. Yeah. It's a decent deck. I like this corp deck. But yeah, okay, so I guess like the sequencing here could have been, because I obviously can't pop the simulchip now, because I'd actually lose a program. And if I trash the mantle, I still lose a credit. So I should have installed simulchip, but then I still lose a credit. Because I'm paying a credit for the simulchip. And we know I'm gonna have to get another propeller, because we know it's Boomy. So I know I'm going to need 2 propellers. So I should have just done the math and then popped the simulchip for for the information on top and then made the run afterwards. But again, like, this is all super flawed because I should have just ran R&D, period, if I remembered the melee's ability. I was going to say, if you knick-knack a hardware or pop the chip, you might not have to run the remote. Yeah. Yeah. You just lose a credit. You lose a credit in all the worlds, but you can do the math very precisely with the Boomy. HP replaces vulnerability audit with the other 3-pointer that lets you Mioshu after a double advance. How ironic. Yeah. Mioshu's a problem. Are we in a meta when every seamless launch leads to game ending by double Mioshu? Yup. You don't know what game this is, but TCG games rule. Welcome, Swoops, SW1. Don't know how to say your username, but this is Netrunner. Come check it out. It is the best card game community out there. If you go to nullsignal.games or come to jinteki.net, I'd suggest probably the very quick, without me spending too much time talking about it, if you come to jinteki.net, so that's the website that I'm playing on right now. If you go to jinteki.net, you'll see a welcome page, and on the welcome page, you will see the rules of this website. But what I really am going here for is this link at the top, where we go to nearearthhub.net. So jinteki.net is where we play online at least. And then if you go to nearearthhub.net, you will find all of the links that are necessary for the game. So, with a brief explanation of all of them. So, I mean, really, you should just go to nearearthhub.net. And then that'll also take you to Jinteki or all the other places. I'd highly suggest joining the Green Level Clearance Discord. So you scroll all the way down, go to the Green Level Clearance Discord. You can find information about the game and a welcoming, friendly community of players who are happy to show you around. Okay, cool. I liked this. I had fun. This was very complicated. This burner is good. I ended up losing because I didn't burner the Mioshu and we burnered the 2 seamless launches, which kind of sucked because I would have loved to bottom the Mioshu instead of the seamless launch, and we just like let them have the agenda, and I'm kind of like, they can score their points and I can find it out of R&D, which would have been a little bit more comfortable. But with the Mioshu floating around, that's tough, right? Because I have to respect stuff. I have to respect it being game. That's so scary. Double seamless into Mioshu. This is a deck. I don't know. Again, I don't know if I would play 7 agendas. I feel like I would play 8. Yeah. I feel like I would play 8. It's a scary life. All right. Do I keep going? It's 10 o'clock. Do we want to do one more? What do we think about this list? Like, the point of playing here is I'm trying to get familiar with it, but also I want to make some edits. I think the Nukas have been bad every time. I think we're actually just going to cut the Nukas. Gosh, this deck is better as lat, isn't it? This is just, I feel like I've just built a convoluted engine that can just be played on a lat instead. I don't know. There's always time for one more game, yes. It's good background for my Slay the Spire 2 runs. I have been hearing quite a bit about this Slay the Spire. Sounds like it's a good time. Is this how we get Lat Band alongside Hosh and Sable? That makes sense, Joe. But oh my gosh. See, I'm being pulled in two different directions here. Like, in one part of me is just like, I should just optimize the thing that I'm playing. But the thing that I'm trying to play is the card that I'm thinking about cutting. Like, have I just, like, is this deck just a good shell and you just play it in let? Because then you end up relying on twinning a lot more. No, but the incidental like looks at the top of R&D. Like, the thing is, I feel like we're just a little down because I haven't been hitting agendas with the ID, so I've just been playing a normal game with some extra information, which is, again, like, it's super impactful. Like, the fact that we even knew what the ice on the remote was, we should have known what the ice on R&D was. I knew that there was an MIC in the middle. I knew that there was a Miyoshu in hand. Like, that was all really good information. So I think it's really cool. We're just going to cut the Nukas. Like, every game we've played, we've just not used Nuka. And I think I used it in the first game, but it was still not totally necessary. And I feel like I remember playing this deck before, like last stream, where I was saying, like, just clicking Nuka is just hella awkward. So now we're at a healthy 49 cards. Healthy. I like the flip switch, but maybe this should actually just be another pinhole. The rest of the cards are good. I like the one SMC. It might be the case that the Q-loop mantle twinning thing is a little, like, I think it's there was a comment earlier as like, is that just like a cool skateboard trick, or is that actually going to help me win the game? You might be right. You might be right. All right, let's just cut the Nukas, and we'll try to play it again. I could also try to play my Corp. I do currently have a Melies cooked up. Here, I'll leave this on stream. I need to go use the bathroom, but this is exciting stuff. If you're going to Seattle, maybe close your eyes so that you can be pleasantly surprised when I res a Sandstone on you. But this is just me trying to make like a knowledge seeker deck work. And I want it to be like more exciting than just the RH deck in Melies. I don't know if this is that, but I think that cutting a Spin Doctor is maybe a little sus, but maybe is helped by the fact that my ID is a little bit of recursion. This agenda suite is copied from Mather, who was gracious enough to send me their list before they posted it. I think a lot of people are trying to play Melies just like the same way that RH was built from before, and just like you can put Knowledge Seekers in instead of MIC and then use the influence for some other wacky thing, like Let Them Dream. I think this agenda suite makes a lot of sense. I'm really questioning if Lotus Haze is actually worth the card slots, the deck slots. Sorry, I should actually remove this while we talk. I really question if Lotus Haze is good. I really question if Proprio Negation is like Proprio Negation was such a power card in RH because you would naturally want to ice Archives, but in this deck you don't. So I don't know how good Proprio Negation is going to be. Like, it's still going to be really good, but it's not going to be as good as it was in RH. Lotus Haze, I question if this card's good enough. I'm playing 1 Adrian and 2 Voids. Maybe I should be playing 3 Voids. That's going to make the Lotus Haze a little better. But this is just the same upgrade split from the RH. And then we've got our 2 Sandstones, 2 Fly Swatters, 3 Knowledge Seekers, and a Mav, which just puts a big smile on everyone's face, doesn't it? And that's about it. I think my biggest worry is Lotus Haze is not going to be that great. Because it's really only here for the purposes of Void, and I might not find a Void because I'm only playing 2 of them. Play Sisyphus like the Bears. No, thank you. I'm trying to make my opponent encounter Knowledge Seeker not that many times. Okay, I'm gonna catch up on chat, but I'm gonna go to the bathroom, so I will be right back. All right, catching up on chat. Audrey is sure in shambles. I do like dunking on decks that are trying to play Audrey. Okay, I'll go back to the runner comments after I talk about the corp comments. So I'm gonna skip the gamble comment. I think that's a really good comment. I'll think about that. 2 people are asking if Lion's Mane is better than Empiricist. So I think my initial reaction was that I want to play more Empiricists because it's 5 strength, and having more strength seems very relevant, especially because I've been playing a lot of Startup recently. And in Startup, people are playing like Tungsten Tailor and like a bunch of these things that lower strength, and that ended up being relevant. But I think Lion's Mane is better for the one fact that because it costs 6, you can use it to protect a humanoid on turn 1. So you can go with Lion's Mane, credit, install humanoid, install Lion's Mane. And the runner has to, if they run it, you can't fire the humanoid, assuming they make a central run, because if they don't, you can. But if they make a central run and they run the Lion's Mane, then you can't fire the humanoid, but then they have to like deal with the Lion's Mane. You can't do the same thing with Empiricist. So because Lion's Mane can actually be your ice on turn 1 with the humanoid, I think that is why I'm playing 3X. It's also a new card, so that's like a very small consideration. But it's mainly because of the humanoid. There isn't really a turn 1 with Charlotte and LaCosta, unfortunately. But I think the point kind of still stands with Charlotte, because if you go install advance, install Lion's Mane, you'd much rather the ice be Lion's Mane than an Empiricist, because Lion's Mane... Actually, is that even true? Because Lion's Mane does 4 damage, or it does 2 damage and makes them pay 3, and Empiricist does 3 damage, gives them a tag, and lets you draw a card and put a card back on top. So Empiricist subs are better because the 3rd sub is irrelevant in the Charlotte world. And it's also costing you an extra credit, though. I mean, like, it's kind of close. You're essentially paying an extra credit with the Empiricist for an extra strength, and extra damage, because if they pay $3, that's clearing a tag, right? So you're paying a credit for an extra damage and an extra card. but you can't use it to protect a humanoid. So kind of a wash, probably. Yeah, Kat, I've been playing in startup because there's been startup tournaments in Vancouver. So I played in a startup tournament on Wednesday, and I played in a startup tournament yesterday. So we have been playing some amount of startup. That's where we're coming off of. Okay. What are we doing? We're going to go back and talk about the runner. So I'm going to play one more runner game. There's a comment about cutting gamble. Real Hypo Last says, could sure gambles be cut? You've been RFGing them a lot and putting them on read-write shares a lot. That's a very interesting call out. It's a very interesting call out. I feel like the times where I'm putting it on read-write share, it's like, I'm going to throw it away. Well, that's the thing. Like, I am actually just generating enough money that when I draw it the second time, I actually just don't want it. That's really interesting. We just cut the gambles. But you kind of need it to get going sometimes. Like, I am relying on Muse, Cold, Knickknack right now. Like, I think the flexibility of having it and chucking it out to read-write share versus having it and... Or sorry, not versus, like, alongside the ability to play it. Like, I feel like it's not quite cuttable. And it's just like, the fact that I'm throwing it out to read-write share means that in that moment, my econ is in a decent spot. But in other moments, I think it's not going to be. And I'm actually going to want to play it. Because I think there was that game earlier where I wanted to play both of them and I didn't want to read-write share it away. So I think I'm going to keep them. That's an interesting suggestion. It's a very interesting suggestion. Something to keep in mind. Yeah, something to keep in mind. But I think I probably want it. I probably want to play it in some openings. And the fact that I'm comfortable shuffling them away with read-write share is a good thing. So it kind of provides us a floor to our setup, if that makes sense. Very interesting, though. But the thing is, like, the engine does take money to install. Like, Knickknack and DZ and Muse Cole, like, and Lilypad. Like, we do need some startup money. Yeah. Interesting call out. I'm going to keep that in mind. I don't think I would cut it right now, but something to keep in mind. It just feels like your money engine in this deck isn't leaving a lot of room for gamble clicks. But yeah, it definitely is important early game. Only 2 games so far, but if I recall correctly, only 1 gamble was played between those 2 games that I've seen. Yeah, you know, I think you're right in terms of the rate at which they've been played. I think you're totally right. It's a really good thing to point out because I don't... Like, it's kind of hard to notice, I think, but I think you're right. This is a keep. Just because I can read-write share the simul chip and then the K. That's fine. This is going to be a click for $2 at the start of the next couple turns. I have not seen Sacrifice Zone Expansion played against me in Standard, and I've also not seen what it looks like when it opens. So this is interesting. So, yeah, we're just going to... Well, I guess if I draw a Muse Coal here, we're actually just going to install it. So we're going to install that first. That won't draw. That's a lily pad. Sure. Ooh. Okay, well, there's the gamble we were talking about. I think I do play that over the casts right here. Because if I play the cast, I can't play the gamble after. That's fine. Put the mantle away. Could install the other mantle. I think I'll just draw. SMC, we can just read, write, share away. Or we could lily pad to draw 2. That's interesting. I think we'll just draw again. And then we'll just install 2 resources. Yeah, this is fine. We'll delay our R&D information. Oh, I can turn the deck list back on. Sorry, one sec. Let me reload this. We good? No, we're not. Okay. Okay. We're going to throw away the SMC. Yeah. Okay. Still no knickknack target, which is weird. Guess we just put cards on the board, which means I should have actually installed hardware last turn. SDS. Noted. Should I install Propeller and run R&D? Gosh. I think I do it. We just YOLO on in there. Yeah. It's last click. Whatever. Take this. Thank you very much. What'd I lose? The Muse. That's fine. I actually want the mantle, so we're not gonna read, write, share. Install this, see hedge fund, install this, draw a card for free. We will read, write, share that for sure. And then next turn we'll go and knickknack away this daily cast. And then I'm probably, yeah, and then we're gonna keep the knickknack in our hand so that we can steal face-up agenda. Okay. If I see another agenda, we could just run that. They didn't res because it was probably a barrier. It's a really weird non-res on R&D that turn. It was a really weird non-res. We could simulchip the read, write, share. That's a little crazy. That's a good draw. Let's just get the knickknack value. Just check out. And then Harmony, SMC, Mantle, Simulchip. So we're just going to leave those cards on there for as long as possible. Unity's an excellent draw. I've been addicted to Bangun with Sacrifice Zone expansion. So good. Install advance credit. Okay. Okay. I don't think we have some options here. I don't think we need to take any of them. But I do want the twinning and the unity, because this is Bangun, so we just want to like access centrals a ton. So let's draw for a Q loop. No Q loop. Do I go for the Gachapon? Because I might steal something? Probably. And then we just forgo the knick-knack trigger? Yeah, it's fine. End of the line, sure. And then we'll just install these 2 cards. Oh, I should have done that the other way. That's an excellent draw. Okay, now we kind of want this other mantle back, now that we have the twinning on the board. So we might shuffle these cards back now. I think we'll pop the Gachapon. Yeah. Top card is Spin Doctor, that's good to know. There's a Q loop, but we can't get it. It's probably just gonna be Cole. Draw a card, yes. Burner, we don't need the DZMZ, we don't need the flip switch. So there's the 3 cards that we shuffle back. Say done. Good to start turn. I don't want these cards right now. Still, I think. So we'll play the ritual first. We'll go like this. I could honestly run the Sacrifice Zone expansion soonish. Top card's a Spin Doctor, so let's keep that in mind. Draw card's fine. That's fine. Gachapon and creative. And we boost our breaker. Okay. If our opponent's not careful, we're gonna steal the Sacrifice Zone next turn. Okay. So let's pop this. Let's pop this. Green mail on top. Okay, but it is a Spin Doctor, so it's not going to be too useful. But we do find our Palangi. We don't find our Echelon, though. I think if we found an Echelon here, then we would have ran the remote. Thinking. Gosh. Like, I'll just run R&D in C3, I think. Yeah. So we just get the Palangi down so I can get in. Or I could Muse for... Yeah, we just get the Palangi down. It's interesting. Could Muse out the Echelon. Could Muse for SMC and then Echelon. Maybe we don't mind that. Muse for SMC. which means I'm essentially paying an extra $2. Let's not complicate it. Let's just get the Palangi. Burner. Muse. I don't think we need the read, write, share, or the ritual, so this is fine. Okay. And then I think we're going to run R&D. Simulchip run R&D. Q-loop run R&D. Q-loop run R&D. Okay, so we'll knick-knack this. Look at the top two cards. Echelon Muse. Yes! Oh my gosh! That's so good. And it's also a Biowak, so it's a good thing we got this Palangi. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Okay. Wow. Wow, okay. I could just break this with Propeller. Don't think I want to. I think we'll just pay. Yeah, let's do it this way. Let's go like this to get the Echelon to draw. Then we're gonna, I think we are gonna use the Propeller. Yeah. Because we're just gonna save money this way. Well, we're gonna get this in any event, and then it basically saves me 2 credits. It saves me 2 credits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I survive anyways. So we're actually just gonna save the Propeller. We're gonna make it a code gate. You always want to use Palangi in situations where you can, because it's like, because there's 2 counters and it's only once per turn, right? That makes sense because they know that we know the top card, but I'm happy to just see 3 cards here. Got one anyways. End of the line, and then Angelique. We don't care about Angelique. Not off the top of R&D, so that's fine. Oh, we lost the creative. No. No. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Do I just run HQ and C3? It's a good way to die. This is fine. We'll just take money. Score green mail? Oh, I could have pressured the spin, actually. That would have been a good use of my click. Oh. Okay. But I guess not pressuring the spin means that I can run it here for a knick-knack trigger, which I'm happy to do. So let's just do that. Click 1. Simulchip Q-loop. Okay. Happy to get the Simulchip on the board here. We'll just do that right now. To see an Afshar. Okay. That's good to know. I kind of want to run HQ and C3. Then we can die to double measured, to triple measured. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we could die to triple measured there. But I kind of get to do that before the Afshar comes in. And we also have Simulchip. So that's kind of okay. So we're going to install Simulchip. And then run HQ. Okay. Oh. Hit the wrong button. We were supposed to press the top button. There we go. Okay, so now we can Simulchip in 2 Coalescences, and we're also going to draw back up to 5 cards, so we're not dead. We'll just C3 here. Ritual's fine, we don't need that. That's a measured response. I'll just trash it. Mioshu and end of the line. Oh, right. We just, like, are gonna Mioshu. And I missed the green mail. That's so bad. Missing the green mail is really, really bad. I guess I want to trash this Regolith. What the heck? Interesting. Sacrifice zone with the Mioshu. Thing is, I should run the sacrifice zone at some point. So I think I'm just going to let them click the Regolith, and I'll just run the sacrifice zone next turn. So give me a Coalescence. Give me a card. And then I'll just take a credit. And I think next turn we're gonna run this. I probably should have ran it this turn actually. But yeah, they're clearly just clicking the Regolith. So now, and that makes a lot of sense. So now we're gonna run the remote. And I should be able to just get in here. I even have another Propeller in my hand, which I could install first. That's interesting. Probably need it. Sure. Okay. Daily cast, Harmony AR and Gamble. Okay, top cards are pointless. Or not pointless, just not useful right now. But I will write it down. Harmony, Gamble. Gamble's a card that we want this game. What do we have in this server? We can't res a... what do you call it? Can't res a Biowak without paying a bunch of money. That's the most threatening ice. It's nothing. Okay. I'll take it. So there isn't triple measured. What did I see off the top? Did I see a Mioshu? Oh, nothing. I didn't install anything, did I? Yeah, I didn't install anything. So I have to draw so I don't die to Angelique. So it's draw, clear tag. And there's a Gamble on top. There's also just a green mail in hand. So that's pretty good. Gamble's pretty good. If I install Muse for Coalescence, that's pretty good. Could just run R&D here, click 1. And we just see 3. I'm pretty sure that's the play. Could also just wait. Yeah, we'll just do nothing. Draw, gamble, cast. And we'll end turn, and we'll Q loop next turn. Okay. There's not a world where I can't steal that. Yeah, there's not a world where I can't steal that. Draw, run, knick-knack, the cast, SMC Coal. So there's another card. Yeah, GG. Because we can Q loop. We can Q loop or simulchip to draw another card. So, yeah. Solid game. Although I feel like sitting around on the sacrifice zone didn't end up turning out to be that great for them. But it's all pretty hand dependent. Like it didn't seem like they had anything in hand, right? Like we sniped the SDS off the top of R&D. We know there's a green mail in hand, and I even ran an excess 3 cards out of HQ and I whiffed. Of course, I had seen a lot of those cards. Like I saw double end of the line this game. I've seen the measured. And we know that there was an Afshar coming. So there's a ton of non-agendas. Like when I sweeped HQ, I was just looking for the 1 green mail that bled in. Solid game, though. Like, good riddance to the Nukas. Solid game. Yes, so sorry, catching up on chat. I should have chased down the spin and installed Simul to check the top card. I should have chased down the spin. I don't recall the rest of that turn. I think I clicked for 2 credits. But I think if they actually make me trash the spin, there's a world where I died that turn. So maybe I actually made the right play. Let's look at that. I am going to call the stream after this, though, because it is getting a little late. But let's take a look. It's always good to do a little replay review of your games, because that's how you learn, especially with the new cards out. So there was this turn way over here where I ran and stole an agenda. And the question was, do I run the spin or not? So after the run, I have 10 credits. Or no. What happened here? I took a credit. Right, so after the run, I had 2 clicks and 9 credits. So I could run the spin, threaten to trash it, and then click up to 1 credit. There was triple measured. They just didn't have the money for it. But like we knew that coming in, right? So, because I do die to triple measured, but they're just a credit short. So I was always going to keep $8. So I should have ran the spin here, but I definitely can't install the simul chip to recheck the top card, because then I don't have $8 anymore. Wentagon says something's free with Gachapon. Don't recall when that was. Might have been a while ago. I'm not the greatest at following up with chat as closely as someone like Andre might be able to. I think there was a gachapon after these comments here. So Wentagon says still no Baker. I see. Yeah, Wentagon. I put the Baker in the deck at the end of the last stream, and then by the time I started this stream, the Baker was already gone. But the thing is, like, I think Baker's just so clunky. And maybe I should give it a chance by actually playing a game with it in the deck, which I haven't done. But like, just the theory of if it is so clunky. Like in all of these games here, like the Baker's only good way late in the game when you get into these board states where like it's not even that good here, right? Like it would have been good last game against LEO where you get into those board states where they like big ice up on the remote, big ice up on R&D, and like you just find a way to go around that. But like here, like Archives could be a big piece of ice. Like we don't really know. It's probably not, but I can get into R&D here. Like it only becomes a problem when the R&D tax is too high, not higher than Archives, if that makes sense, right? Like the R&D tax needs to be too high. Whereas the Baker like costs 3 influence, it costs 3 to install. Granted, I'm only going to install it when I'm going to use it, but like it's still like I feel like I'm not SMCing. Like if I tutor for a Baker, I have to SMC or Muse for it, so I have to pay $5 to get it out, which is so expensive. I could throw it out and then I can simulchip it back in, and then it costs me 0, or it just costs me the simulchip. That is a thing. I've been loving the gachapons. I've been loving the Q loop. Yeah. I don't see how I replace it. I could cut a gachapon and a flip switch for it, actually. That is probably legit. Because the gachapon is probably just a nice to have, and I don't actually need it, and same thing with the flip switch. That's probably a legitimate change. So maybe that's legit, actually. Maybe I do just cut a gachapon and a flip switch for it. But I do lose a lot of Hiram triggers that way. Like gachapon and flip switch is 4 Hiram triggers. Now flip switch is not, I don't know, like flip switch is good. Like in that game there, like the ability to clicklessly clear a tag is really strong, and the ability to jack out is also really strong, especially when I'm playing a knick-knack deck and I want to just go poking around, and I'm not quite ready to break ice in the early game. Agreed, I think it's awful for momentum to sit on sack zone more than 1 or 2 turns. Yeah. And we even played a sure gamble. I think you play an advanced sack zone with a tree line or seamless in hand so that you can get it off the board and focus on other things, even if you use the counter to punish a run elsewhere. You have RWS for tucking away Baker until the end. That's true, but the thing is, Joe, like, you still have to, like, you tuck it away, and then they're like, ooh, there's an agenda on top. Like, when do you go and tutor the Baker out to use it to get that agenda? Like, probably not. Like, I feel like that's such an awkward decision to make. Because you're, like, imagine this, right? Imagine you can't get into R&D. And you see an agenda on top because you're just setting up your stuff and you have to install a hardware, and you see an agenda. It's like, well, do I spend a click and $5 to get a Baker out, assuming I already have a mantle on the board to go and get that? Probably. Ugh. Probably. That's probably the swap here. You probably cut a gachapon and a flip switch for a Baker. That's starting to kind of make sense. I've been pretty happy with gachapon. Like, gachapon makes this deck so efficient. Install on a corpse turn, like lily pad draw, you get your it's a way to search for twinning, which hasn't been relevant here because we've been finding the twinning, but also just removing extra cards. Like you're playing 3 knickknack, 3 read write share, which is great. But then once you install the first knickknack and the first some number of read write share, like you do want to gachapon them away. You have a second Q loop that you want to gachapon away. Like 3 DZ, 1 lily pad is redundant. Like you do only want 3 out of 4 at most. So you can gachapon at least one of those away. That's it, I guess. The SMC ends up being maybe redundant, and you don't need it late in the game. Extra copies of daily casts, like if the game's like not in a position where you're going to justify spending a click and $3. Although with knickknack, it's really just a click to gain $2 at worst. Depending on the board, like sometimes you have other stuff that you're willing to knickknack. Gachapon is great for Hiram. Yeah. We've got some Gachapon supporters. Gachapon is better in your list than I've seen it in any other Hiram. You managed to squeeze in a lot of programs. Well, I mean, and by that I'm 4 over deck size, but yes, I feel like that statement of you managed to squeeze in a lot of programs is it sounds like I'm getting praise that is not deserved because I am at 49 cards. This has been good. I like this. This has been fun, Netrunner. And I think if this was last year, but the thing is, like, it's so early in the season that it doesn't really matter. So we'll see how I feel later in the season. But like, if I was like traveling to American Continentals this weekend, then I don't know what I would do. Like, in a world where I'm going to Worlds, I would definitely be like, I need to get that by. We're gonna play like something that's just clean and simple, and I can focus on just beating my opponent rather than trying to figure out this puzzle that I've put together for myself while trying to beat my opponent. Like it's so much simpler to just like play Netrunner and try to beat the corp at what they're doing. This complicates life, but it's fun. I like it. So we're probably gonna sleeve this up for our Seattle districts this weekend. Still, I've seen so many lists with Gachapon and like 5 breakers, 3 coal, then it whiffs 80% of the time. Yeah, we've had one Gachapon whiff. But the thing is, like, I was okay with that whiff. Like, in that Gachapon whiff, I still RFG'd 3 cards that I didn't want to see. Squeezing the way a clown car might squeeze into an aircraft hangar. Very good. I like that. All right. We're going to call a stream here. This has been so much fun. Thanks for the live viewers who came here on a random Monday evening, joining me for some fun games. Maybe I'll play more during the week. There is a Seattle Districts I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to in-person Netrunner tomorrow. There's like an event at my apartment that I'm kind of interested in, like hanging out with people at the apartment. There's a Mario Kart event. Like the apartment is like the organizers are ordering pizza, and like there's like a Mario Kart tournament in the amenities room downstairs. So that's interesting. The apartment has had a couple events. They had like a pumpkin carving or like a gingerbread building or something like that I didn't go to. So I'm kind of interested in going out to that. So that's the current plan. The thing is, that's like from 5 to 10. Yeah, I'm probably just going to do that, and I'm not going to go out to in-person Netrunner tomorrow night, which is a little unfortunate. But maybe that means that I'll play online and do another stream like Wednesday night, or maybe Thursday night. I don't know. We'll see what happens, because I do kind of want to play more. I haven't played any games with the Corp, although I feel like I don't need to play any games with my Corp, because I've already been playing Melees in startup, and this is just like the RH deck. There's not like it's just like, I can figure this out without playing it. But the runner deck is not that, so that's kind of why we're playing more runner. Nighty night. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Chris. I'll probably come out to. There's probably some events in the SF area that go on like somewhat frequently, I'd imagine. And I'm going to be down there in the first weekend of April. So if there's an event, April, what is that, 4th or 5th, fun, I'd probably make it out to that. So don't know what's going on over there, but if there's events, which I'm sure there are, and there happens to be one that weekend, I'll be around. Yeah, April 4th or 5th. That weekend I'll be in SF.